Hey everyone, welcome to ITD News. And we're going to go over the news today from last week. We're your number one news source of news that you already know about. So, just to go over the topics that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about Dragon Quest 12 and remakes of Dragon Quest 3 with rumored possibly 1 and 2 by the Octopath Traveler developers. We're going to talk about the upcoming Xbox Bethesda game showcase for E3. Dying Light 2 finally gets a release date and pre-orders. Man, where's that game been? And Far Cry 6 also had a gameplay reveal and a release date of October 7th. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. And we'll get started here in just a second. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notifications to stay up to date. And Patrick, are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
All right. So let's start out with the Dragon Quest. I'm a big fan of Dragon Quest. Always like Dragon Quest. And we reviewed Dragon Quest 11. And I think we all seem to like it in our review. So this is Dragon Quest 12. Apparently Dragon Quest 12, from what they were saying, so Square Enix had a showcase from this recording, it was a few days ago, but here in May of 2021, they had a showcase, and one of the things they showed off was a new Dragon Quest game. So this is one that follows the main storyline. It's not like one of their spin-offs or anything like that, because they do have a lot of those for Dragon Quest, like Dragon Quest Builders and monsters and stuff like that. This one is one of the numbered series, kind of like in Final Fantasy, called the Flames of Fate. So this one is going to be supposed to be more of a darker tone, more adult-like, and according also what the developers were saying is they were going to make some changes to the combat in some way. So right now the combat is turn-based. I don't know if they're going to go with some sort of different combat style or if they're just going to do some sort of variation of turn-based combat, but kind of make it a little bit different. They really haven't said. So the only thing we really have gotten so far is just the logo and them kind of talking about it. It is going to be a world supposedly it is going to come to all consoles. So this is in worldwide. They're going to have a worldwide simultaneous release for this game. I don't think they've said what consoles it's going to come to, but I would assume probably PlayStation, Xbox, maybe even Switch, maybe Stadia. Who knows? PC probably. All the main systems out there that can play games. I'm sure it's going to come out too. And, it'll have a worldwide release date. So it's going to come out everywhere at the same time. But that sounds really cool. I'm ready for another Dragon Quest game. But that's awesome. So we got that. And they also showed off some other Dragon Quest games. But the other ones, the ones that we're talking about, is they're also apparently remaking Dragon Quest 3. It's an HD 2D remake, so of course it's high definition, but it's still in that 2D style, kind of 3D, 2D looking thing, that kind of style of gameplay. And it's apparently going to be made by the people that made Octopath Traveler, which is came out for the Switch originally and is now on Xbox Game Pass. I'm not sure if it's on PlayStation. I don't think it is, but it might be coming there, or it might already be on there, and I just don't know it. But it's made by those developers, and Octopath Traveler is a pretty cool game, and I like the look and style of that. So them taking these older Dragon Quest 3, and supposedly there's rumor that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 will also get the same treatment. That'll be really cool to see those games coming, getting a kind of rehashed kind of Octopath Traveler look to them and coming out and being re-released so people can experience Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Dragon Quest is not as popular in the US as Final Fantasy is. Final Fantasy is kind of like the big, RPG here, and whereas Dragon Quest over in Japan is the big RPG there, where Final Fantasy is not huge there as much as Dragon Quest is. and here it's Final Fantasy, not Dragon Quest. But, there's still people out there that are fans of both. So it's going to be exciting to see that they're doing more with Dragon Quest. Unfortunately, a lot of the other stuff they showed off Dragon Quest wise during the showcase, a lot of that is just coming to Japan. So that's unfortunate. But what do you think about this, Patrick? What do you think about a next game in the Dragon Quest series? And then what's your interest in, and I don't know if you played the original Dragon Quest, but what's your interest in possibly picking those up if those come out in an HD remake?
So I enjoyed the last Dragon Quest 11 that we played. That's actually, I played a few of the other ones, and 11 was pretty good. I liked it. The problem with any Dragon Quest game is they're just huge time sinks. You got to have plenty of time. And it seems like when the last one came out, I just didn't have a whole lot of time. So I didn't get as much time as I would like with it. So it's always something I come back to. And it was good. And if I had more time, I would play the 11, the Echoes of an Elusive Age one. It was good. Pretty good story from what I got out of it. Combat's turn-based just like you would. The graphics took me a little while to get used to on that one just because it was still a little cartoony. So if they're going to make it a little bit more dark and adult style, that might be good for me. I might like that a little bit more for the Dragon Age 12 that's going to come out. I mean, obviously we don't have much to go on except for it was just announced during their little live stream presentation they did on Thursday. So good. I'd like to play another Dragon Age. I'd like to see Dragon Quest, excuse me. Wrong game. Dragon Quest. I'd like to see another one of those. As far as the Dragon Quest 3, I never played the original one. So if they do a new HD 2D style, and I didn't know that they were bringing the people who made Octopath Traveler into it. I thought they were just comparing it to the Octopath Traveler style and like Project Triangle strategy style. I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting if they're going to do that. But that was a good game. Octopath Traveler. I liked the art style in it and the what they call HD 2D style, which is pretty cool looking. If you've played Octopath Traveler or Project Triangle Strategy, those are both in that style, and that style it looks pretty cool. It's a way to make a kind of like a side scrolly, not really side scroll, but old school game. It gives you that kind of retro but more modern look to it. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, Octopath Traveler felt like a very great old school game, but it just looked modern, So I thoroughly enjoyed that art style, and like I said, Octopath Traveler and Project Triangle Strategy both use that HD 2D thing. It looked great, so I wouldn't mind seeing I've never played Dragon Quest 3, so it might be a way for me to get into it. It's 3 in a series of 12, so it's got to be pretty old. So I'm a little bit of a graphics snob, so I need to see something looks a little new, and this will probably be it for me. I'll try it when it comes out.
Yeah. And I think you are right. So I do want to make a correction. I think it is going to look like Octopath Traveler, but not be the people that made it. When I originally read the story, I thought they were saying that it was the Octopath Traveler guys, Project Triangle or whatever they were called. But I think you're right. I think it is just going to be in that look of how Octopath Traveler looked instead of the people. That's kind of sucks. I mean, but in the same vein, the people that make Dragon Quest, I'm sure will do just fine with it. But
they've been doing great so far. They get 12 of them out of there, and plus
right.
countless number of spinoffs.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, just want a correction there. You're right, Pat. I read it wrong. So, but still cool though. So, yeah, that'll be something to look forward to. I'm sure we'll get more information as the year, it probably as it gets closer to the end of the year, I would imagine. We'll probably be seeing more information about 12 and these remakes, or at least Dragon Quest 3 remake. 1 and 2 is rumored to follow those, but I don't think they've confirmed that or anything. I think these people are rumoring that that's a thing. So.
It might be good to breathe some life into the older games of the series and bring some life to those who hadn't got to play that old of a series like me.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. I guess from there, we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is the Xbox Bethesda showcase. So this is the E3 showcase coming up here in June 13th. So as we know, Bethesda was purchased by Microsoft not too long ago. So all the Bethesda games are now under the Microsoft umbrella. And so they're going to do a joint conference, it seems like, where they're going to be both there going over their games and stuff like that. So, Xbox is saying we're expecting games, world premieres, new titles, new Game Pass, stuff coming to Game Pass. Let's see, it's going to be on June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So you'll be able to watch it on there and see what games they show off. It's supposed to be 90 minutes long. And pretty much you'll be able to pretty much watch it anywhere, but YouTube is probably going to be your best bet to watch it. It's basically just going to be a show focused on games from the Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and many other game creators and partners that are partnering up with Xbox. So, pretty much the typical stuff that we typically see at E3, but it's exciting to see both of these companies kind of merged, especially now that they're purchased from Microsoft, to see them both showcasing the same conference. So that's going to be interesting to see, those Fallout and maybe hopefully Starfield. Hopefully we'll see that game, maybe a new Doom or something. I mean, I know a new Doom just came out, but you never know. Maybe they'll bring Quake back or something. I don't know. But no, it'll be interesting to see what games they show off there, because they do have a couple of games like the Tokyo Ghostwire and Deathloop that are PlayStation timed exclusives. So I don't expect those two games to be there being shown off. I'd be surprised if they are, but what do you think of this? Do you think, or is there any games that you hope that you'll see from Xbox Bethesda Showcase? Of course, I mean, I'm hoping that they'll have Halo there, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah, Microsoft's got to show off what $7.5 billion did for it. It's like, here, see what $7.5 billion is, So they're just basically going to show off their purchase from Bethesda, and I'm pretty sure we'll see something from Halo Infinite. It would be weird if we didn't from E3, especially because we really haven't heard a whole lot since they put it on hold right when the console was about to come out. I'm looking, I think it's going to be a great little showcase, and I can't wait to see it because I'm hoping to see some Halo, some Fable, some Starfield, and they're probably going to show off Avowed and Everwild and stuff like that. They're probably going to show off that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to, like I said, Halo and Fable, and then Starfield, and then now you're going to get Senua's Saga probably too. I bet we'll get something from that. It will be a good little. Yeah. It'll be a good little lineup, I think, for these guys, especially if they're wanting to talk for 90 minutes.
Right? Yeah, it's a 90-minute long, so it's an hour and a half. It's gonna be a pretty long conference.
Yeah,
and it's just trailers.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be just trailers, but there'll probably be a lot of talking and banter between them and the different studios that they'll be bringing in there to show off their games. A little bit behind the scenes of who they are, like they normally do. Meet my crew behind 343 Studios or Playground Games or Ninja Theory or something, like they always do. So I'm really looking forward. That's one I am really looking forward to. Microsoft has said they've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but we've not gotten a whole lot of info on when they're releasing or really a lot of gameplay. I think right now Sony's kind of got them on the run with a little bit of their exclusive set for the PS5. I'm ready to see some Series X exclusives, some Series exclusives, or even just some stuff that's built for that. If we see Halo and we see Fable, those will probably be exclusives, and we'll get to see them and come out. I mean, I love both consoles, but I'm ready to put my Series X to some good use too.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping that we get to see that Perfect Dark again. Maybe some gameplay this time. Last time was just a cinematic trailer, so hopefully the Initiative will have something to show off.
And then probably maybe some Elder Scrolls, the new Elder Scrolls at the 6 or whatever. Might get to see some of that. I'm looking forward to it. It's a good time. I mean, sounds like, maybe we're going to start getting a little bit more rollout of next gen console games.
Right. Yeah. I don't suspect, but I'm hoping that the Collective, isn't it the Collective, the Gears of War people? Is that what their name is?
Coalition, wasn't it?
Coalition. That's it. Coalition. That's it. I'm trying to think of the name. I don't, last thing we heard is they were going to, I mean, they're still supporting Gears 5, but they're kind of ending that. They had a few more seasons to go through, and then they're moving over to the Unreal Engine 5. So I don't expect to see anything from them, but, maybe I'm hoping that we see, if it is anything, it'll be really early, but maybe like a prototype of some game that they're going to be working on, like showing off in Unreal Engine 5 or something. That would be really cool to see that game engine and then whatever they're thinking about working on, even a proof of concept or something.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw, but Unreal basically gave a demonstration video of the Unreal 5 engine. I don't know if you saw that video. It looked pretty sweet.
I didn't watch it, no. I meant to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. But I mean, Unreal Engine's always been a great engine. So I mean, it's one of the most popular engines out there that's utilized pretty much. So that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, that's coming up here soon. I mean, we got not very long before that showcase. So, E3 is around the corner. There's other stuff happening at E3. There's other people that are going to be there. Of course, PlayStation and Sony is not going to be there, but they apparently are going to have their own little presentation before E3 or something like that, or some little thing. Or I think Nintendo is going to be there this time. Or going to have like maybe their digital thing's going to showcase there or something. I don't know if they're actually going to be there, but you know what I'm saying. And then some other platform or some other developers out there, Capcom and Square Enix, and some other ones that are going to be there as well. I think if you go to the E3 website, there's a full listing of all the partners that are going to be at E3. So
right, it's around the corner, and we have a lot of times that aren't allotted for yet. So it seems like this year, since it's all digital E3, it's going down to the wire. When, like I said, Nintendo's not been announced that their time frame is yet. I don't think Square Enix gave it. I don't think they gave their showcase time neither. No, so they're still like to be announced. So
the only one I know of is the Xbox one. I haven't heard anybody else.
I think Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft's the day before, isn't it? That Saturday or Sunday?
I think so. June 10th or something, or June 12th or something like that.
Okay, so June 12th, which is that Tuesday.
Yeah, because then Microsoft's is June 13th.
And it just says Square Enix and Ubisoft will be holding their own events throughout the week.
Okay. I know Ubisoft has their little Ubisoft Forward June 12th.
Yeah. So that's probably like not an E3 thing or something. Gotcha. I'm not sure. Probably just Dance 2022.
New Assassin's Creed. That. New Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed Just Dance. This time the assassins dancing the night away.
They assassinate on the dance floor.
That's right.
It's got Ralph Macchio in it, and he returns for his Dancing with the Assassin.
Dancing with the Assassins. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be nice. It'll be cool to see. E3 is always a fun time because you get to see all sorts of new games and games that are going to come out soon, and some that are coming out way down the line. But we get to learn about a lot of new games that look exciting, and then either get disappointed when they come out or really happy. There's a lot of games that have done that. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So let's go ahead and move on to Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 this week also had a gameplay reveal. And they showed off gameplay of the game, and they also gave a release date. So that game is coming out on December 7th, and you can actually pre-order it now. So, man, this game had been, I can't remember the first reveal. It was like way back in the day at one of the E3s when they showed it off. And then it was never talked about again, and people wondered what was going on with this game. And now, I mean, it really wasn't talked about now. It's kind of like all of a sudden Techland's like, hey, we're going to show you some gameplay. And guess what? The game's coming out. And you're just like, what? You almost forgotten about Dying Light at this point. So that's awesome, though. It's awesome to see that the game, they were just, the Techland had been, the people had talked about it before, and Techland had said, the game is not dead or it's not canceled. So maybe they're just in the back, just quietly working and trying to get this game out the door. And looks like they're finally getting there and finally ready to push it out this year. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back. But if they're taking pre-orders already, I would assume that it's probably not. Sounds like that release date's probably set in stone. If they just get a release date, if they gave it just a release date but not pre-orders, I could say there could be a possibility that could get pushed back. But if they're going to allow for pre-orders, I would assume, now not that it couldn't, but I doubt it that it would get pushed beyond its December 7th release date. So that's awesome. I like Dying Light, the first one, so I'm excited to play this one when it comes out. I bet it'll be just as fun, hopefully. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like Dying Light, especially because it's got co-op in it. Me and Russ played quite a bit of it, and it was a really good game, what Dying Light was. And so I'm really looking forward to the Dying Light 2 Stay Human that's coming out this December. And I hope it stays. But yeah, they announced this game like way too early. Everybody kind of forgot about it. And then they got stuck up in developer hell. And then now they were like, I think they even said recently that we announced this game too early. And now we're being told December. So we got to wait 7 more months or so, 6-7 months for it. And it is what it is. It was a good game. I think it's got more of like a cult following than like a really big, huge following, but I will pick it up. It's really interesting gameplay. It's got a lot of parkour. The first one had a lot of parkour, and I don't know what this one's going to have in it. I'm sure they're going to keep the formula pretty close to being the same. That was kind of the gist of the game, a little parkour, which I'm not usually a fan of parkour games, but this one played out pretty well, and I can't wait to play it. It'll be a welcome release. Finally, we'll finally get some sweet release.
Right? Yeah, and like you said, it has really good. It has co-op, and the co-op's really good. Co-op's a lot of fun, and that's one of the great part about the game. It's only 2-player co-op. I don't know if this one's any different. I don't know if it's probably the same. It's probably still 2-player co-op, but the game is a lot of fun playing in co-op. I mean, that's really the best way to play Dying Light, I think, is with a buddy. You can play it by yourself. There's no problem playing a single player, but you'll have the most fun, I think, playing with somebody in there. And I know me and Shane played it co-op, and you and Russ played it co-op. So yeah, it's a really great co-op game. So definitely looking forward to it. It'll be one I'll be picking up as well. So
yep, on the playlist for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we'll talk about our last topic here, and that's Far Cry 6. So Far Cry 6 did have also a gameplay trailer this week, and they did show off release date for it. It looks like October 7th for Far Cry 6. And you can also have a companion, a wiener dog in a wheelchair, or an alligator as a pet companion. And the little wiener dog has like a little wheelchair with like I think blades on the sides of it, or like spikes coming out of it, the wheels on the sides, and probably packs a rocket launcher in there or something. But
just call them Wheels.
Yeah. Hopefully get to name them. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, the Far Cry series is it's kind of hit or miss for me. There's some Far Cry titles I really like and some that were okay. But I'm looking forward to this one. This one looks really good. Even from the initial trailer, which was all CG, I thought, oh, this might be a pretty good Far Cry. And so that one looks pretty good. Far Cry 5 was pretty fun, but I think Far Cry 5 for me was probably my least favorite of the Far Cry ones. I liked it, but I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that. And Primal I've never played, but Primal I played the other ones. Yeah, I have it. I just never played it, but I played the other ones and stuff. So, but not to say that even though Far Cry 5 was my least favorite one, I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. It's just out of all of them, there was ones I liked better. But, so for me, the series has always been a series I've liked and enjoyed. So I'm sure I'll like and enjoy this one. And, but yeah, this one looks really good. But, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Far Cry 5. I played it and beat it, and then I even played the DLC for it because it was just such a weird... It's kind of a weird game, what 5 was. It was a weird little trippy acid trip, if you will, because that's what the game felt like with all the little drug running and everything and stuff like that. But they all kind of have some little aspect of that. And I think Far Cry 6 was originally slated for February of this year, right? I think, and then it got pushed. and we didn't get a date, and now we're just now being told October 7th. So it sounds like, if they kept it within the same calendar year, so that's not too bad. I mean, I'm all for pushing a game out for it's ready. The time will tell when it comes out if it was ready for release now, and if it was time well spent for them to polish the game. But I will definitely play this one because I'm a fan of the Far Cry series. I will say Far Cry Primal is probably my favorite out of all the Far Cry games, just because of Rafiki. So really good series. Far Cry 6 I think it's a pretty anticipated game, and everybody's looking forward to it. And now that we got another release date, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it's only 4 months out, a little over 4 months out for that one. So keep the new games coming. And I think this one's going to be basically for everything, right? I think it's going to be on like the 1 and the series and the 4 and the 5 for PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So not really a next gen exclusive, but maybe they took the time to polish it up a little bit for next gens while they're delaying it, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that might be part of the delay too, I'm not sure, but yeah, I would hope so, But yeah, it's going to be an exciting exciting releases, exactly with you, I do like the Far Cry series. So I'm excited to play this one and definitely one I'll be picking up, but and October is not that far away. So we have at least two games that we know of. I'm sure there's more, but these 2 games, Dying Light and Far Cry, are definitely ones that are on our radar and ones that we're going to more likely pick up and enjoy. So we could look forward to the end of the year for a couple of good games. And I'm sure there's other ones out there. I just can't think of anything, but I know there's other stuff coming out that we all want to play. So,
right.
Yeah. You got anything else to say about Far Cry or any of the topics we went over?
Nope. You can always expect like a certain cadence from Ubisoft. We're gonna get Assassin's Creed. We're gonna get a Far Cry game. We're gonna get a few of those games every couple of years. So This is another one of those in the series. But it hasn't gone to the point of Assassin's Creed yet. It has for me with the Far Cry series because they keep changing it up. Every version is just a little bit different. Has some other different aspect to it. It's still the same open world. Go here, do this little mini game style thing, which is basically what Assassin's Creed is. But Far Cry seems to refresh itself every time it comes out, whereas Assassin's Creed seems to get the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to. I don't know. Ubisoft need to like stop with the open world stuff for a while. Start focusing on some other games or something. Especially after Far Cry 6, maybe not another Assassins or anything. Maybe something new from them. See some new games, new IPs or something. I think people are pretty. I don't know about Far Cry so much because those don't come out like Assassin's Creed does. Assassin's Creed come out like every year, whereas Far Cry is kind of like every few years or so. So, yeah, it might be time for Ubisoft to step back and think about making some other games or just working on some different IPs or something.
Yep, break away from that open world slogfest some of their games have become.
Yeah, make a straightforward, story-based game or something that's just not open world or anything. It's just like linear style or something, or semi-open world, right? Where it has like kind of open environments, but they're, not huge. No more Watch Dogs. Just throw that franchise in the trash can and call it a day.
Yeah, I was not
you tried 3 times, Ubisoft, and you still haven't knocked it out of the park with Watch Dogs. Just kill it. You're done with that one.
Yeah, Legion was pretty rough.
Yeah. And originally that game was going to be a new driver, supposedly. Which I would have rather had that than Watch Dogs. So, yeah, that game, unfortunately Watch Dogs just never, no matter which one comes out, just never seems to appeal to anybody. 2 tried it and 3 tried it. It still doesn't seem to have grasped anyone's attention. So Ubisoft needs to just kill that one off. I don't want to see a Watch Dogs 4, please. No Watch Dogs 4.
Oh, you will.
They probably will make it, I'm sure. They're like, one of these will work. We'll eventually hit a number that everyone likes. When it no longer becomes Watch Dogs, it becomes some other game.
It's going to be like when Microsoft's operating systems every other year is a crap show because 1 was not so great. 2 was better than 1. 3 was
Right.
worse than 2. So 4 should be better than 3. But, so it's like the old 98, then the ME, and then, Vista and
Right.
XP fiasco. So,
And then what was the Vista? Yeah, Vista.
yeah, there was the XP, then Vista.
Yeah.
And then
Windows 7.
Yep. And then they did 8, and 8 was kind of a crap show. So they came out with 8.1, and 8.1 was pretty okay. And then 10 was good. So I guess they kind of broke their streak.
Yeah, 10 was good. I mean, 10's the current one. 10's good.
Yep.
10 works well. Yeah. And then, 8 wasn't good until like, was it 0.1 or 0.2?
8.1. It was 8.1, yeah.
Yeah. That's when it finally was like, oh, this is an okay operating system now. Vista was just a crapshoot. That was just a broken program.
It was just like ME, Windows Me.
Yeah. And it's Windows NO. No. No, Windows bad.
Bad Windows. Somebody get Bill Gates in here.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to this edition of ITD News. I got to say it slower. I'll mess it up. But thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure again to like and subscribe, and check out our other stuff out there. We do game reviews and we do podcast topics about various things. So, check it out there on our YouTube page and see what we got, or any place that you listen to podcasts. You can also listen there too, except for these. These are YouTube exclusives. So, but thanks everyone again. See you later. Bye-bye.